Ontario bar exams scheduled for this month have been cancelled as the Law Society of Ontario is investigating the possibility that test materials were leaked ahead of time.
So for more on how this is affecting students, we're joined by Ocean Enbar, president of the Law Student Society of Ontario. Ocean, this must be a serious blow to students who've been studying effectively for years to get to this point, and now you're finding out you can't write an exam. So what happens to them? What happens next year?
Yeah, students are really overwhelmed by the news that they received on Saturday from the LSO. Some students have been studying for a year, some for a few months, and in both scenarios, students have made a lot of plans. This may or may not impact their licensing plans going into the summer, and our key priority within the LSSO is to get those answers for students and to amplify the voices of candidates that are impacted by it.
Okay, Ocean, and how many students are impacted by this delay in the exam, and have they been notified of when it'll be rescheduled?
So it looks like approximately 1,100 candidates are impacted, and they were all notified via their portal early Saturday afternoon. And so we're still receiving a significant amount of feedback from candidates as more and more learn about the changes in the March bar exams.
What does this, for people who aren't lawyers, aren't part of the Law Society, Ocean, what does this actually mean if you can't write the bar exam? I mean, I think I know, but I just want to hear you explain it.
Definitely. So generally, there's several cycles throughout the year to write your bar exams, and you have to write those in order to get called to the bar, which means effectively to get your license. Mm-hmm. There's different cycles, and so those who are planning to write in March, generally in an overwhelming fashion, are expecting to get their license in June.
Okay, and Ocean, has the pandemic kind of influenced or delayed things because of social distancing? What is kind of the setup for writing the exam? Is it at home? Is it in a big cafeteria conference room with people spaced out? What is that like now?
Yeah, the pandemic was sort of a catalyst to lead the LSO to transition to an online approach, at least for the foreseeable future. And that means writing your bar exams from home with a particular set of conditions. And so we're waiting to hear the answers as to what the next steps by the LSO will be to address the grave implications for a lot of candidates dealing with the impact.
Ocean, how different is the exam, from sort of period to period, as you're suggesting here? And what do you understand about this leak? Do you know anything about how? Was this like hacking, or was this somebody like sort of sliding some, information to somebody? Like, what do you know about that?
So generally, the exams aim to be standardized across all cycles. The materials change, and so that's one of the key concerns that students have, that they'll need to reorient their studying approach. In terms of the compromise of the integrity of the exam, we're hearing just as much as everyone else is, and the LSO is really taking this very seriously to ensure that the results for candidates taking the exam are not skewed by any issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's hope there is a fast resolution soon. Omar Enbar, president of the Law Student Society of Ontario, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon to chat about this. Take care.
Thanks, Ocean.
Thank you.